I'm 103 years old. I've outlived my wife. I've outlived my friends. I've outlived most of my memories. I survived a war. I jumped into France when I was 21 years old. I watched better men than me die in the mud. And I came home, I got 82 years they didn't get. 82 years to do something, to build something, to love someone, and I wasted a lot of it. I'm standing at the edge now. I can see the end. And before I go, I need to turn around and tell you something. I'm not here to judge you. God knows I made enough mistakes to fill a lifetime. Maybe two. I just know what regret looks like at 103. And I don't want that for you. So come closer. I'm going to tell you what I learned. What I wish someone had grabbed me by the shoulders and told me when I was your age. Before you run out of time, too. Let me tell you about a man named Henry. Henry was my friend. We went through basic training together in 1943. We jumped into France together on D-Day. The water was freezing. The sky was full of bullets. Men were dying before they hit the ground. Henry made it. He crawled through the mud. He watched his friends bleed out in foxholes. He survived the Nazis. And when the war ended, he came home. He married a girl named Ruth, got a job at the post office, bought a little house on Maple Street, and then he waited. He told me his plan one night over beers. We were sitting in his kitchen, 1952. He said, "Robert, I'm going to save up. I'm going to get the house paid off. I'm going to build up the pension. Then I'm going to take Ruth to Paris. Then I'm going to learn to paint. Then I'm going to start living." I asked him, "When's that going to be?" He said, "5 more years. Maybe 10. 10 years became 20. 20 became 30. The house got paid off. The pension built up. But there was always one more thing. One more raise to wait for. One more account to fill. Ruth wanted to go to Paris in 1965. Henry said, "Not yet, honey. Let's wait until I retire. We'll do it right." 1974, she asked again. He said, "My knees aren't great. Let's wait until they feel better." 1981, she stopped asking. Henry retired at 65. He had the money. He had the time. He had the paid off house and the full pension and everything he said he needed. And you know what he did? He sat in his recliner. He watched TV. He told himself, next year I'll feel ready." Henry died at 82. Heart attack in his living room. Never went to Paris. Never learned to paint. Never forgave his brother for something that happened in 1958. I went to his funeral. Ruth stood there, 79 years old, crying. And you know what she said to me? He kept saying we had time. Here's what kills me. Henry survived D-Day. He jumped out of a plane into hell. He watched men die. He made it home when thousands didn't. And then he spent 40 years waiting to live. He traded bullets for a different kind of death. The slow kind, the safe kind. The one where you die in a recliner surrounded by plans you never started, and I see you doing the same thing. You tell yourself you'll be happy when you get the promotion, when the kids are grown, when you retire, when the mortgage is paid, when you lose the weight. Let me tell you something. There is no when. There is only now. And if you're trading your now for a later that isn't guaranteed, you're making the worst bet there is. Henry had 40 years. 40 years after the war, and he spent all of them getting ready for a life he never lived. Don't be Henry. Don't wait for the right bank account, the right body, the right moment, because one day you'll be 82, sitting in your recliner, and the moment will be over, and all you'll have left is the wait. A few years ago, I went to a memorial. They had letters on display. Letters from soldiers who didn't make it home. One was from a kid named Tommy, 19 years old. He wrote to his mother the night before he died. Mom, if you're reading this, I didn't make it. Tell Sarah I love her. Kiss the baby for me. I'm sorry I won't be there to see him grow up. Another one was from a man named Joe, 23, married 6 months before he shipped out. Dear Ann, I think about you every night. I think about the house we're going to buy, the kids we're going to have. I'm coming home to you. I promise. He didn't. I stood there reading those letters, and I thought about what those boys died for. Freedom, family, love, the chance to go home and live. Then I went home that night, and I looked at my garage. 3 cars. I can only drive one. Boxes stacked to the ceiling. Awards from jobs I don't remember. Plaques with my name on them. Furniture I bought and never used. Golf clubs from 1987, still in the plastic, clothes with tags still on. Shoes I wore once. A storage unit I've been paying for since 2001. I don't even remember what's in it. And I asked myself a question. What would Tommy say if he could see this? What would Joe say? They died so I could come home. And what did I do with it? I bought stuff. I filled rooms. I accumulated things I didn't need with money I traded my life for to impress people I didn't even like. Here's what nobody tells you about stuff. Your kids aren't going to want it. When you die, they're going to hire a stranger to come in. That stranger is going to throw 90% of it in a dumpster. The other 10%, they'll sell it at a yard sale for quarters. That trophy you work 60-hour weeks to earn, trash. That car you sacrificed your daughter's childhood to pay for, sold to some kid for $3,000. All of it. Future trash. I know this because I've been to enough funerals. I've watched families clean out houses, and I've never, not once, seen anyone cry over the stuff. They cry over the letters, the photos, the memories. They cry because they wish they had more time, not more things. So let me ask you something. Why are you killing yourself to buy it? Why are you working 10 hours a day, missing dinner, missing bedtime, missing your life to pay for things that are going to end up in a landfill? You think you're building something. You think you're securing your future. You're not. You're trading the only thing that doesn't replace itself, time. You're trading it for objects that will outlast your memory of why you bought them. I look at my garage now and I feel sick. Not because I wasted money. Money comes back. Because I wasted years. Years I could have spent with my wife, with my kids, with my grandkids. But I was too busy. Busy earning. Busy buying. Busy filling rooms with things I thought mattered. Tommy died at 19. He never got to buy anything, but he knew what mattered. He wrote it in his last letter. Kiss the baby for me. Not make sure he gets the house. Not give him my bank account. Kiss the baby. That's it. That's what he wanted. And I had 80 years to do that. 80 years to kiss my babies. And I spent too many of them in a store. In the Army, I knew who I was. Sergeant Miller. 3rd Infantry Division. I had rank. I had orders. I had men who followed me. I had a purpose. Then the war ended. I came home in 1946. I took off the uniform, and suddenly I was nobody. No rank, no mission, no structure. Just another guy looking for work. I got a job at a manufacturing plant. Then I got promoted. Then I got promoted again. And every time I moved up, I felt it. That feeling I had in the Army. Like I mattered. Like I was somebody, so I chased it. I worked weekends. I stayed late. I missed my son's baseball games because I had a meeting. I missed anniversaries because I had a deadline. My wife would say, "When are you coming home?" I'd say, "Soon. I just need to close this deal. I just need to finish this quarter. I just need to make regional manager." I made regional manager in 1963. You know what changed? Nothing. I thought I'd feel like I did in the war, like I had a mission again, like I mattered. But the feeling lasted about 2 weeks. Then it was just another job, another title, another thing that wasn't enough. So I kept climbing. District manager, vice president, awards on the wall, plaques with my name. I thought I was building a legacy. I retired in 1989. 43 years at that company. They threw me a party. People clapped. They gave me a watch. I went home that night and sat in my kitchen. The house was quiet. My wife was asleep. My kids were grown and gone. And I looked at that watch and I realized something. The company replaced me in 3 weeks. My office got reassigned. My nameplate went in a box. The person who took my job, I don't think they even knew my name. All those years, all those missed dinners, all those baseball games I never saw. For what? A watch I never wore, and a title that died the day I walked out. Your career is not your legacy. It's a transaction. You're selling hours of your life, hours you will never get back, to build someone else's dream. And the cruelest part? If you died tomorrow, Your job would be posted online before your funeral. I'm not saying don't work. I'm not saying don't be proud of what you do, but don't worship it. Don't sacrifice your family on the altar of a title, because that title will not hold your hand when you're dying. It will not show up at your bedside. It will not remember your name. I learned that too late. My son is 68 now. Sometimes he talks about games I missed. He doesn't say it to hurt me. He just remembers. And I can't get those games back. No promotion was worth that. None of them. 5 years ago, my grandson came over. He was 7 years old. He walked into my garage and saw some wood scraps. He said, "Grandpa, can we build something?" I almost said no. I had things to do, emails to answer, bills to pay. I was 98 years old and I still thought I was busy. But something stopped me. Maybe it was the way he looked at me. Maybe it was remembering all the times I said no to my own kids. I said, "Yeah, let's build a birdhouse." We spent 3 hours in that garage. He hit his thumb with the hammer, cried for a minute, then laughed. He asked me about the war, asked me about my childhood, asked me if I ever built a birdhouse before. I told him stories I hadn't thought about in 50 years. We painted the birdhouse blue. His idea. He got more paint on himself than the wood. We hung it in the backyard. And you know what I remember from that day? Not the birdhouse. I remember his hands, small and covered in blue paint. I remember the way he said, "Grandpa, we made this together." I remember feeling like for 3 hours I did something that mattered. Not because it was important, not because it was productive, because I was there. I'm 103 now. I can't tell you what emails I answered that week. I can't tell you what bills I paid, but I can tell you exactly how that birdhouse looked and how my grandson smiled when we finished it. That's the only wealth there is. The love you gave, the time you gave, the moments you chose to show up. I don't replay my business deals when I'm sitting here. I don't replay my bank statement. I don't replay the titles I earned. I replay Sunday mornings with my wife, making pancakes, sitting in the quiet. I replay my daughter laughing when she was 3, the way she'd run to me when I came home. I replay helping a stranger push his car out of the snow in 1968. I don't even know his name, but I remember his thank you. That's what stays. Not the stuff, not the career, not the awards or the money or the things you accumulated. The moments you gave away. Because here's what nobody tells you. You don't get to keep anything. Not the house, not the car, not the watch, but the love, the time, the 3 hours in the garage with a 7-year-old. That's yours forever. That's the only thing you take with you. So when you're lying in bed at the end and you're replaying your life, what do you want to see? A full bank account? Or a grandson's paint-covered hands? I'm telling you, after 103 years, after all the chasing and earning and buying, the paint-covered hands win. Every single time. So what do you do with this? I'm going to give you 5 things, not orders, just things I wish I'd done sooner. Number 1, let go of one grudge. I carried grudges for decades. Grudges against men in my unit, against my brother, against people whose names I can't even remember now. And you know what those grudges did? They didn't hurt them. They rotted me. Pick one, just one. Let it go. Not for them, for you. Number 2, say what needs saying. Call your mom. Tell your wife you love her. Forgive your friend. Every conversation could be the last one. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Number 3, stop performing. Nobody's watching you as closely as you think. They're too worried about themselves. Stop trying to impress people who won't remember you in 5 years. Number 4, give time, not money. Money replaces itself. Time doesn't. Show up. Sit with them. Be there. Number 5, choose the moment over the plan. Plans fall apart. Moments don't. When your kid asks you to build something, say yes. When your friend invites you to lunch, go. The plan can wait. The moment can't. That's it. 5 things. You don't have to do all of them today. Just pick one and start. Let me say it one more time. Let the grudge go. Say the words. Stop the performance. Give your time. Choose the moment. 5 things. I'm 103 years old. My back hurts. My eyes are dim. My time is just about up. But you still have time. You still have your health. You still have people who love you. Don't waste it waiting. Don't waste it accumulating. Don't waste it chasing titles that won't remember your name. I wasted too many years. I can't get them back. But you can still choose. You can choose to stop waiting for the right moment and make this moment right. You can choose to put down the grudge that's been weighing you down. You can choose to call the person you've been meaning to call. The clock is ticking. I can hear mine slowing down. But yours? Yours is still going. So don't let it run out on things that don't matter. Let it run out on love, on presence, on paint-covered hands and Sunday morning pancakes. I'm tired now, but you're not. Go live.